Alright, let's talk about this super weird secret diagnostic mode here in the PCCM Plus. I honestly think that this is something you wouldn't typically ship with the production software, but hey, it's here. It's got some unique tools, and we can dig into a little of what I'm familiar with in there. But if you find anything else or any more information on some of this stuff, please add a comment and let me know if I'm wrong about some things or if you know some more about some of this stuff. So to get to it, go to car, go to set, go to system, drop down to version info, hold it for 15-20 seconds. Ooh, I didn't hold it for long enough, so you really just got to sit on that version info button so it knows, intentionally you are trying to get to this diag menu. Okay, we're in it, and as you can see, let's get the camera to show you guys what's in here. This is a better view. Okay, so you have this client server start and stop kind of buttons that I'm super unfamiliar with and don't know much about. But you have this, you have some interesting stuff in here. But let's just go to straight to the interesting stuff. You have this device check button here. This device check has the option to detect a camera. Now this seems to be the same thing that that happens when you configure the unit. It asks you to put it in reverse, where then it will check for a camera. This also has, what I find interesting is this format eMMC button. Hopefully you won't need to use that, but maybe if later down the line things aren't acting right on your system, you need to format the onboard memory, you could do that. Not totally sure. Now here you can adjust the contrast and the saturation in the hub for the display. This also has an option to do some tests, like a DSP, a most, amp, most test here. So let's get out of that one and let's go to another one I find interesting, which is, what is this, factory message one? Yes. Okay, this one's interesting because you can change the radio area type. So right now it's set to North America, but you can totally change that if you want to just by clicking it to other countries. It's not showing up very well on the camera. I'm trying to get you guys a better angle so you can see the actual text here. Okay. Yeah, that font really doesn't want to show on this camera, but essentially it says North America there. You can click through it and go through different radio area types. If you want, you can turn off the auto dimmer on the display here, and you have the option to enable DAB. That's a European radio, which we don't really care much about. It tells you a hardware version. This is D2. Kind of definitely some developer info stuff here. You can do a LED color test. You can do a mic volume test. You can do an EQ test. You can have the radio soft mute on. I don't know what that is. And you can copy some logs. So I'm assuming maybe you can use the USB port to actually stick in like a drive and then copy logs over. That might be something that's possible. But let's get into the really weird part of this. This is this T3 launcher. Now this seems to be some developer apps for the Android that's running this system here. And you can see we have this car settings. We have, let's see if we can get the lighting better. We have some dev tools. We have a file explorer. We have a few different things that are interesting. Let's dig into this file explorer. So this is really crazy. It shows you all the files of the system here. You have config files, data files, developer files. It seems to be like just some general Linux files that you would have on a system. Also, you can go to a view here. No, sorry, that's not it. You can go to your Windows here, and you can go to your home page, and then you have some information about the storage on the unit. So there's another SD card in here, or that's at least what it says here. So there is a spot for a Maps SD in the front. I'm not using Maps, so I don't have it in there. But it does say that there is a SD card installed on this unit, and that SD card has 20 megabytes on it, with a maximum capacity of 2.4 gigs. It gives you an option up here for images, music, movies, documents, and apps, of which it says it has 3. Also, this is not connected to the internet. As far as I know, there's no Wi-Fi module in here, but it does have a browser built into this application, which is super interesting. There's a button here that says lock or unlock Wi-Fi, but I don't believe that there's actually a Wi-Fi antenna or a Wi-Fi module in this unit, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it wouldn't be possible to connect this to the internet. Now, as far as putting images on here, I totally don't know why you'd want to do that, but it is possible to most likely load images through this USB if it's not locked. I would wonder if you could even just load them through your phone that way. Okay, so let's go through some other stuff here that I found interesting. Okay, this is all in the File Explorer, which is a pretty interesting app. Some of these other ones, not so much. There's a few GPS apps here, UCenter and GPS Test, that have some interesting stuff here. So my GPS is not currently working this second. It was earlier, but this will show you like a compass, your heading, your location on the world map. I don't know why there's a moon here, but sunset time, that's pretty cool. Sunrise time, some local time stuff. There's also this UCenter app, which seems to be another GPS diagnostic app. This one is cool because this one shows you when it's running here. It's not running right now, but it will show you the satellites in view. And I was actually watching this and saw a Starlink train go over, and I was like, whoa, that's awesome. And then it'll have your exact location over here, and then it has these dials that you can bring up. This compass dial, if you select these, they'll show up full screen, and you have your speed right here. So if you want to like test the GPS speed versus your speed in the actual car, maybe you have some different wheels and you're not totally sure if your speedo is accurate, this is kind of a cool tool for that. Altitude, yeah, so maybe there's even more stuff in here I'm glossing over. I just want to get this out there that this developer mode is available in these PCCM units, and it kind of gives you an inside look on how the PCCM, and I'm sure other PCMs from Porsches, are developed off of just an Android operating system. Super cool, super interesting for geeky people, geeky car people like myself. So you can, again, go to car, go to set, go to system, hold that version info there for 15 or so seconds, and it'll dump you in, and click around and see what you learn. If you learn anything more, let me know. Let me know what this UDP TCP stuff is. Have a good one.